Hey there, how you guys doing? Three things. First of all, my background might be a little loud. I have a fan running, so apologies for that. Number two, I just recently got a brand new tablet from Wacom. It's the Bamboo Create, I believe it's called, the $200 one. And let me just say, I'm really pleased with the results. The sensitivity is amazing on this thing. Like, I just love it, love it, love it. And this is the one with the eraser. So right now, I'm erasing with the end of my pen. Um, it's supposed to be pressure sensitive, but for some reason mine's isn't. I've been trying to play around with it and stuff, but I can't really find anything on it. Um, it's also touch, which comes in great for zooming in and stuff. Um, it's so much easier than having to use the tool. You can just go ahead and do it with your hands. Yeah, I just wanted to suggest it. It is an amazing tablet, and you will definitely not have any problems with it. It's definitely worth the $200. Especially that you can. There's a Wi-Fi option which costs an additional $40, which I will be getting soon. Um, but now to the main purpose of this video. A lot of people in Sketchbook Pro have problems with shading, and what they do is they use the blur tool. Now, for those who use the blur tool, you will know that it's great and stuff, but you keep blending and stuff, but you would know that right now it's at 14.4%. I can't blend anymore. Like, I would have to step it up a notch to blend it, and I can only go to 32, and that's it. If I want to blend, I can't go any farther than that. And when I first started using Sketchbook Pro, I didn't have any tutorials. I didn't know that anyone even used this program. So I used this tool a lot, and I always had problems when I was, like coloring my line art. And I was watching a video one day, and I saw this guy using specific tools and how he got his art to be realistic looking. And if you watch my videos, I have a video up of me drawing a lady for Cinco de Mayo, a sugar skull girl, I guess, and that is more of a realistic portrait. And I just want to be able to tell you guys, what tools I use and pretty much what tools are best for shading and really getting your stuff to look realistic. So here I have a scanned piece that I did. Oops. I just did some eye studies. I actually just watched a YouTube video, and what I like to do, I just like to watch different tutorials and follow what they have to say, and I just test it out. I will admit I was really lazy with this one, so it's not my greatest. It's just not great. So I just want to show you really quick. Come on. Oops. I just want to show you really quick if I were to be using, or if I were to be drawing this digitally, what tools I would use. First of all, I don't need any of this down here. Maybe this soft eraser, but this is also the soft eraser. It's just, I don't know, I prefer the other one, but right here, this is the palette a lot of people don't use. This is the palette that I use for my realistic drawing. I use a pencil and I use this airbrush and an eraser, and that is it. Use this for my like more definite, like I would use it right here and only very little. In shading and trying to get a realistic look, there is no line art. For me, I would like, but since I already have this, I wouldn't do this. I would go ahead and I would do a quick sketch with this tool. I would do, quickly, and then I would go ahead and turn the opacity down, and then start a new layer and go ahead and start shading. But because I already have my quote unquote, I guess this would be my line art since this is what I have scanned, I don't need line art. Messing around with the flow is super, 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 super important. Because that is how you determine how light or dark. Now, what I'm doing, I'm really bringing down the opacity down so that I can really see my my shading here. And I'm not pressing super hard. I'm barely pressing right now. So I would go ahead and I would shade in the areas. So yeah, since this is a bigger area, I would go ahead and I would just fill that in. I changed the size a lot, so remember you don't want to have any definite lines because it really takes away from your realism. So then here, I press harder because that is where my pupil is. Well, in here it is. And I press darker on the edges of the iris and then lighter as I come in for a softer look. And you can tell, or you can see that without even using this blur tool, my art is blending. It's blending itself. And then I would go ahead and make sure my hardness isn't too much. See, that was like way too dark. So I really gotta press super light. I don't even like that because it's way too dark. Now, sometimes that just does not cut it, and I'll go ahead and I'll use this other tool here. So what is this? The hard pencil. I wish the airbrush tool could have went down a little smaller. Actually, I lied to you. When you really want to get into the nitty gritty details, you go ahead and you would use your soft airbrush. And for me, I prefer when The sizes are the same on here. Like I wouldn't put the size of light pressure, I wouldn't put that all the way down. That's just a preference for me when I'm doing my realisticness. Now I'm gonna admit, it's almost 2 in the morning. I'm not trying too hard right now. I had just seen a comment on one of my videos, and it reminded me, oh, I was gonna make that video. I got really awkwardly silent. I kind of dazed out. On a side note, I got my wisdom teeth removed. In 3 weeks into my surgery of healing process, my face now decides that it wants to swell up. And I tried going to the mall today, and I just felt like everyone was staring at me, and I felt like a freak. I've been teased all day. It just makes me sad. And now you know a little about myself. Oh god, I'm not even gonna start with hair right now. But so I don't know. Like I said, I really was not trying too hard. I'm still not even trying right now. So, I don't know, the main purpose of this video was to show you guys which tools are best, in my opinion, for shading in this program. So like I said, it would definitely have to be pencil, airbrush, soft airbrush, sometimes hard pencil, but really try to stray away from that. And your erasers for some soft highlights. Or some hardcore ones like right here. Um, Something else, don't be afraid to use, um, contrast. A lot of people kind of use like the same tone everywhere. There's not enough dark shadows, or sometimes there's too much dark shadows, and not enough shadows. Just really study what you're drawing before you draw it. Like that's the best advice that I can give you. A lot of people draw and it's just like, what? Um, where are you getting that from? Um, I'm not gonna talk too much smack though, because I don't really have an accurate light source right now. Kind of just going off the dome right now. So I'm just getting some contrast. This right here is the eyebrow, but I'm not, I'm not really going into hair. And just so you know, your eyeballs, they're not, completely white. Um, just make sure you got some shadow in there. And I'm aware that this is really long, but like I said, not really taking this too seriously. Oops. I'm a little afraid to see what this is gonna look like without my drawing underneath here. What do we got? It's not horrible, I guess. Um, Also, something to make your life easier, you could start off with a kind of a gray base and just add your highlights and work in some more shadows. Um, that's really helpful as well. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on now. No. Let's just leave it over here for right now. So yeah, I'm not sure. I like how this started off as a guy eye, and somehow it ended in a somewhat chick eye. Whoa. See, that was way too late. So I bring my opacity down. Now my eyelashes are wrong because this is where your lashes come from. God, this just looks worse and worse by the second. But you get my gist. This is not a tutorial on how to draw an eye. This is a tutorial on which tools you should use for shading. And even though this isn't the greatest example, you can see how I created an image where you're able to tell what it is, and I barely used any lines. Okay? So, if you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment. I respond to all my messages or my comments. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and yeah, I guess stay tuned for my next one. Alright, thanks. Oh no, I can't stop it. Okay, now. Oh my god. They don't want me to leave you. Oh my lordy. Oh. You're joking.